In today's video, we are going to be reviewing the Wandrd Provoke bag, my follow-up to my previous video. So, if you watched my previous video, you will know that I ordered this Wandrd Provoke bag. If you don't know, watch the video. It's going to be here, somewhere over here. I have not done that before, but I will try. I ordered this bag back in June, so I've had it for 6 months now. And I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on how it's held up so far. As you can see, it's full to the brim. Actually got some scuff marks on it. I don't know if that's going to show up or not. But yeah, we're going to take a look and I'll tell you pros and cons of the bag. First things first, the bag, I really enjoy it. I really like it still, 6 months later. No regrets buying it. I have used it on 2 major trips, one being to Florida, to Disney World, and another to Hawaii. This bag is perfect for carry-on. In my last video, I talked about how I was going to use it as a carry-on bag, how I was going to use it as a camera bag, mainly a camera bag, but I found myself using it as sort of a catch-all bag. I used it for my camera stuff. I used it for just a day-to-day bag in Disney, and found that it was very versatile in everything that I needed it for. So, piggybacking off of that, I want to touch on a few things that I mentioned in my original review video and how my thoughts have differed since then, starting with this strap right here. So that is the strap that goes over a carry-on luggage, and I will get some B-roll footage of me using that to show you. But I mentioned that it's not elastic. It doesn't have much give to it at all. I wasn't super wild about it, but in use, it works really well. It holds it tight up against the handle of a suitcase. I thought it was going to be hard to get on and off, even with the bag being so full. It was perfect. So I really like, now going back, I really like that it isn't elastic and doesn't have a lot of give. It's firm, it's stiff, it keeps everything nice and neat and together. So that was one of the major differences that I noticed based off of my first review video, and now 6 months later, having actually used the bag and gotten a few trips with it. Let's see. Second thing, this front pocket here, I never really found great use for it. This was sort of my pouch for charging cords for my Nintendo Switch, or like phone cords. It's just easy enough to slide it in there, but once this bag is full, which I did fill it for this video with what I normally have it filled with, it just makes it even more bulky. So with this cube, it's hard to tell here, but it sticks out a decent amount. There you can really tell. And I'm just not a fan of that. It's already as bulky as I want it to be, and it's a sleek designed bag. I don't want things protruding like that. So I kept an HDMI port, some USB-C cables, nothing with a cube, mainly just the cords wrapped up, and they were flat and it fit well. That was about it. I may have put some paperwork in here, but that's about all I really found that this front pouch was good for. Moving on, I found this front guy to be super useful. When I was traveling, I didn't really like to have stuff in my pockets all too often. Even my phone, I mean, I wore clothing that was comfortable and breathable because I was in Hawaii and then Florida. So I didn't want my phone, and I didn't want my wallet or my keys or whatever else I had in my pocket to be in my pocket. Threw it in here, and it's just such an easy access. It's a small pocket, but it literally holds phone, keys, wallet, passport, just that. And then it's very easy to access when I'm in the airport. The next part, probably the roll top. I wasn't sure what type of function I would get out of the roll top. I did talk about like putting clothing in it, just kind of random things, which is sort of what I ended up doing. One of the days in Disney World, we went to the Halloween party, and we did bring costumes, so this roll top portion was where I was able to store my costume, and it worked out pretty well. I mean, the bag was relatively heavy. I mean, I had it unrolled all the way to the top with just barely folded over, and the strap stretched all the way, and it held and it kept everything together, but it was bulky. I mean, it gets pretty large with the roll top all the way unrolled, but it worked perfect. It fit in my locker when I didn't want to hold on to it, and I was able to pack shoes, my shoes, I think I had my wife's shoes in here, costumes, water bottles, you name it. We'll get to that in a second, but the roll top came in handy. What I normally have in it, in its current configuration, is a pair of headphones, so a pretty decent sized pair of headphones, and my Switch. And so that just goes right in the top. There's enough room in here to where I can still roll this up all the way, and you can't even tell anything is in this specific portion of the bag. I mean, it's completely hidden, but my headphones and Switch are right here. So thought that was pretty cool. The other fantastic feature, not really feature, but circumstance of this bag, it is a perfect fit for under your seat in the plane. So it slides right underneath in front of you. It's like it was made for the seat underneath. So that was a plus. Moving on to the inside. I have it set up currently how I roll with the bag, and I'll grab the camera and give you a closer view. So this is what it currently looks like inside the bag. I've got my battery chargers right here, GoPro, SD cards. This is kind of my catch-all section. It's like a tripod, the monopod grip guy for the GoPros. I usually put my Rode mic in here, but that's on the camera right now. The camera slots into here, and this is my camera setup configuration. What I did do, and what I highly recommend if you end up buying this bag, is I made this configuration how I wanted it for my camera setup. And when I went to Disney and I needed this space, I took a picture on my phone of this configuration so that I remembered how to put it back together when I was ready for my camera setup again. So highly recommend that. And then moving on to over here, we have the rest. So the Velcro flip, like you should remember from the first video, go watch the first video. Go watch it. iPad, I just keep my iPad in there. I didn't bring my MacBook, but it would fit in there just the same for edits, or I watched, YouTube and Netflix and what have you, so that's what I use that for. Over here, GoPro batteries, I have like 3 of them in there. Over here, camera batteries, I have 2 in here, 1 in the camera. And then this is kind of a random pouch, but charging cords, micro SD thing for the iPad, more charging cords for the GoPros, and that's kind of that. On Disney days, you know, I took out things that I didn't need and replaced it with things that I would use. So obviously things like the battery chargers for my phone that I needed while we were running around and things of that nature. And so I was just able to swap things in and out, how I needed them, how I wanted them, what the configuration I wanted the bag to be, and it was just super easy. It's still really lightweight, even with all this stuff in it. The straps were comfortable. The cross strap guy here that goes across my chest really helped to balance out the weight. And I really had no complaints on those two very different trips. I mean, the Hawaii one was far more leisurely and just carried it with me when I wanted to shoot some video of anything. And the Disney trip, I had a lot more wear and tear on it, wearing it every day, bringing it to and from the park, throwing it in a locker. And this bag stood up to those tests. It was hot, though, in both places. And in Florida especially, in the parks, wearing this bag, it was not very comfortable. But I don't think any bag would really be that comfortable. But you can kind of see on here, you've got some room for airflow on those pads. So it helped a little bit. But again, I mean, it was hot. There's no getting around that. And I mentioned the scuff marks in the beginning, but I was able to just kind of like run a cloth to them and they came off. You can kind of see, it's hard to get a good focus, but
I'm sorry.
They, Watch is talking to me and I'm out of focus. Whoa, whoa. There we go. But yeah, overall, I mean, 6 months with the bag. I've used it on 2 major trips, and then, you know, the rest of the time it, of course, sits around, but it holds all my camera gear. I have the DJI Ronin now, which is what this is being used to film with, and I hope to do more things using that. I can't really show it off because my one and only camera is sort of sitting on top of it, but I want to use it and the camera. I want to make more videos for you guys. If you have any requests of things that you want to see me talk about or look at, feel free to leave it in the comments. I have all of this stuff. I'll do a quick pan at the end. I'd love to show it off if it's something that you guys want to see. But yeah, this is the 6-month re-review of the Provoke bag by Wandrd. Still 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 10 out of 10 without ever even using it the first time around. 6 months in the making though. Right now it's, you know, Christmas time, so they're running some crazy deals. Like I said in the previous video, this was, let me look, I have it pulled up right here. After shipping, after state tax, $274. So it's not a cheap bag, but it's really nice, and I have a feeling it's gonna last me forever, and it better last me forever for $275. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, watch the previous video if you haven't already, and leave me a comment below. Thanks.